Want to get some results in the next 45 days? Well, if you have a collection, charge-off, bankruptcy, eviction, student loan, late payment, it don't matter what you have, it can come off if you follow this two-step formula. And the first thing you got to do is download your credit report. What you want to do is download your credit report, right? You want to go ahead and download your credit report and get all the accounts that's holding your credit score back. Look at every single negative account. So if you didn't know, you don't have to wait 7 to 10 years for an account to be removed from your credit report. Let me say that again. You don't have to wait 7 to 10 years for an account to be removed from your credit report. And here's why. There's a specific procedure that credit bureaus have to follow. And if they don't follow that specific procedure, hey, it's game over. And I'm going to break it down to you right now. So the first part of this formula, here's what we're going to do. We're going to dispute the completeness and accuracy of every single negative account that's holding your credit score back. And yes, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step by step. Just give me a second, but I have to break down the law first so you can understand what we're doing right now so we can knock the credit bureaus out. So first things first. Get your law. Of course, I'm gonna pull it up so you can go ahead and read along with me, and I'm gonna break everything down to you. So the first part of this formula, right? 15 USC 1681, procedure in case of disputed accuracy, right? A, reinvestigation required. Now, the reason why there's a reinvestigation is because according to the law, everything has to be 100% accurate on your credit report. So everything should have been already investigated the first time. But as you see on your credit report, everything ain't 100% accurate, right? The open date, the date last active, date last activity, everything, some of the stuff, balance is not 100% accurate. So we have to do a reinvestigation first. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and read this real quick. Reinvestigation required in general, subject to subsection F and except as provided in subsection G, if the completeness or accuracy of any item of information contained on a consumer file at a consumer's reporting agency is disputed by the consumer and the consumer notifies the agency directly or indirectly through a reseller of such dispute, the agency shall, my favorite word, free of charge, conduct a reasonable reinvestigation to determine whether the disputed information is accurate and record the current status in the disputed information, or delete the item from the file in accordance with paragraph F before the end of the 30-day period beginning on the date on which the agency receives the notice of the dispute from the consumer or reseller, right? Whew! Hey, that's very important. That's when you see that everything has to be basically happen in 30 days, right? So as you see in the law, I broke it down to you. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you what you need to do first, and then I'm gonna go back to the second part of the formula so you can knock the credit bureaus out. All right, let's get into it. So now here's what you need to do. You need to go to CFPB, right? Hey, this is our favorite place. So we wanna go to CFPB and go ahead and click on credit reporting, right? And once we click on credit reporting, if you don't have an account, go ahead and create an account. And then at the top, you should say, go ahead and submit a complaint once you're inside your profile. But go ahead and click on credit reporting once you're here on this part. And then go ahead all the way down to click on credit reporting, and you want to click on next. Now, what's going to happen next is, give it a second. You want to go ahead and click on incorrect information on your credit report, right? And then you want to say account information is incorrect, right? So, and the next part of that is I'm gonna go ahead and get the notes of what you need to do, and because there's some things you have to do, right? So I'm gonna read it real quick, but in accordance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, 15 USC 1681I A1A, capital A, can you reinvestigate the completeness and accuracy of the list of accounts below? And then you want to go ahead and put the account name that you had and the account number. I have an example right here. So this is example. Don't use this. Just put the account name right here. And then you want to go ahead and put your account number. That's why I say it's very important to have the account name and account number. Account name and account number. And what's the fair resolution of this issue? Delete account, right? Because that's what you want. So go ahead and delete the accounts, and then attach document. So you'll need to attach those documents. Don't attach the credit profile. I don't need them. You can, that's up to you, but you don't have to. And you're gonna go ahead and click on next. And once you click on next, it's gonna populate to, we wanna go ahead and put Experian and let it pop up. Experian Information Solutions, and then you want to click on Social Security, date of birth, name as appears on your credit report. So you want to list the last for your social, you want to put your date of birth and name as it appears on your credit report, right? And yes, you want to go ahead and do this again. And you want to go ahead and do what? TransUnion, right? And then you want to go ahead and look for TransUnion, this one, and yes, and then Social Security, date of birth, name as it appears, right? You put your last four, date of birth, and name as it appears on your credit report, right? This is right. This is why it's very important to have your credit report. And then we're going ahead and click on Equifax and let that populate. Equifax Information Services. Yes, I'll try to fix this problem. Last four, date of birth, and name as appears on your credit report. And then go ahead and put your social, date of birth, name as appears on your credit report, and then click on next. And what's going to populate next is your personal information. Just make sure everything is correct, and then click submit, and then you have your complaint number. So the first part of this formula is very, very crucial. Now the second part of this formula, we gonna get them where it hurts, right? I don't know if you ever watched Mike Tyson knock somebody out, but and you felt it when you hit him. So we're gonna hit them right where it hurts. I'm gonna break down the law, that the procedures that the credit bureaus have to follow, and if they don't follow, I talked about this earlier. This is the second part. So let me get into it. So if you got to go get your credit, I'm gonna pull it up real quick actually. So treatment of inaccurate or unverifiable information, 15 USC 1681, right? I, number 5A, right? So in general, if after any reinvestigation under paragraph 1 of any information disputed by consumer, any item of the information is found to be inaccurate or incomplete or cannot be verified, the consumer reporting agency shall. Hey, that word shall is very, very important, right? Promptly delete that item of information from the file of the consumer or modify that information as appropriate based on the result of the reinvestigation, and promptly notify the furnisher of that information that the information has been modified or deleted from the file of the consumer, right? So this is very important. Also, there's another very important step, right? So after so we have to wait. Remember, we have to wait. We got to be patient. I know y'all very jittery, right? But we have to wait. We have to wait out 30 days. So after the investigation comes back, right? If it comes back before the 30 days, here's what you're gonna do. If the accounts didn't get removed as expected, we already know some of them ain't gonna get removed. You're gonna go to the next part of the law, which is number 7, right? 15 USC 1681, and you're gonna ask for a description of the reinvestigation procedure, right? So what did you do? So what did they do? So there's some things they have to do. They have to follow a procedure, right? Step by step by step. And if they don't, we already know that they're not. You're gonna ask for a description of the reinvestigation. What did you actually do when you did the investigation the second time, right? What did you actually do? And guess what now? They have 15 days to respond back to that investigation, right? When you ask the description of the procedure, what they actually did, they have 15 days to respond back to you of everything that they did, the investigation, the results, everything, right? According to the law, right? I'm reading right here. Description of reinvestigation procedure. A consumer reporting agency shall provide to consumer, right, a description referred to in paragraph 6B 3 by no later than 15 days after receiving a request from the consumer for that description, right? So we already know that they're not gonna provide it. So guess what? We're gonna follow up, and I'm gonna show you what to do right here. All right, so here's what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna go back to the CFPB, right? And of course, all the results are not gonna come back at once, right? Experian, TransUnion, Equifax ain't gonna come at the same time. So when they come back, go ahead and update. And here's what you're gonna do. Based off of the results that came back, the reinvestigation that came back, you basically gonna say, I just received my reinvestigation back from Experian. They said everything is 100% complete and accurate. I would like to receive the description according to 15 USC 1681 I-7, right? What I just read earlier, right? Because the list of accounts below are not accurate, the open date, date last active, and date of last payment is not 100% accurate, right? So once you get your updated consumer report, you're gonna go ahead and check. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about in a little bit. But account name, 1, 2, 3, 4 account, list all the accounts, right, that are still not 100% accurate or they did not remove, right? And basically you're going to say they did not modify or delete the inaccurate information on my consumer report according to 15 USC 1681 I-5A1. I attached a consumer report as evidence, right? And then what you want to do is go ahead and list, delete account. So remember, we just dealing with Experian. So we're not, if Experian, TransUnion, Equifax came back, you can go ahead and list all three, but if only one came back at a time, we just updating whenever we see the results, right? We got to be quick on this, right? So delete the accounts, and then click on next. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is click on Experian once it pops up, right? So yes, you're going to click on Experian, and as it pops up, Experian information solution, and then you're going to click on Social Security, date of birth, name as a pair. So you're going to put all that information, and we're not going to do another company. And once the other page pops up, you can go ahead and click on Submit to Dispute because you're going to go ahead and verify your information. So you probably was wondering what I was talking about when I said date last active, date of last payment, date last reported, all that, right? So here's what I'm talking about. So when you have the new updated consumer report, here's what you're going to see. You're going to use the new updated consumer report as evidence because we already told them to make sure everything is complete and accurate. And we already know that they didn't do it as you saw before, but here's what you want to do. Here's what I was talking about. So last reporting day, right? This right here. As you can see, this is not the same as this. So those two have to be the same. Date last active right here. This is not the same as this one. Date of last payment is not the same as well. So as you can see, those are not the same. Now, sometimes the open date isn't the same as well, and sometimes the account number isn't the same as well. So this is how you can get them to get everything removed off your credit report. Everything has to be complete and accurate. Everything has to be 100% accurate, right? So if you're still having problems, if you're still having trouble, right? If you're still having still accounts are still not following all you have to do is just watch the video right here. Just watch that video right there. Once you watch that video, you're gonna be able to stop the credit bureaus as well. I want you to watch that video right there.